All right. Welcome to the channel, guys. It's your boy BJ here. I have with me Matt Hill, guitarist of the band Note of Terra. This guy's Hill all the way from Fresno, California. Welcome to the channel, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So could you like just give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Well, let's see. Well, like you said, my name's Matt, guitarist for Note of Terra. Been around for, you know, pushing almost a year now. It'll be a year in like December. Let's see, musically wise, I've been here, or at least been playing music since like fourth grade. Here in America, we got like little programs in like elementary school where they have you start off on like a recorder, and then after that you can decide if you want to keep going with music. From there I picked up like playing trumpet for what was it, fifth through eighth grade. And then when I got into middle school, starting in seventh grade, is when I finally picked up playing guitar in an after school program. I've never put it down since. So I've been playing for like 17 years or something like that.
Hmm, that's cool. That's really cool. So how long have you been playing guitars?
Roughly about 17 years, give or take.
Wow, I'm playing a really long time now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's been a long time, but I'd have to say I've taken it a little more seriously over the past like year or two. It's used to be just kind of like I would pick it up and just play just for the hell of it, but within like the past year, 2 years or so, it's me trying to like write music and actually put stuff out there.
I see. I see. That's really interesting. Uh, if I'm to, get you correctly, it's like I'm taking it more professionally compared to when you just play for pleasure back in the days.
Oh well, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I still play for pleasure and whatnot, but uh, I feel like by me taking it a little more seriously, it allowed me to try and like push myself to be a better guitarist.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if you're gonna put stuff out there, you don't want to exactly put out crap.
Yeah, sure, definitely. True, true, man. So what are your inspirational bands?
Well, my inspirational bands, they just kind of change from time to time. One of my main ones is Parkway Drive. They've been a huge like influence of mine since high school, since my so that would be like what, 15 years ago is when I started listening to them. God
Interesting.
damn. Man, I say
Yep.
that and I feel old.
Yeah. Yep. I really got into Parkway Drive too. I mean, they were one of my transitional metalcore bands. They've been around for a very long time. I think personally for me, I kind of enjoy their older stuff more than the
Yeah.
current stuff now. Yeah, because the
Yeah,
sit
their
down
old
there.
stuff is yeah, their old stuff definitely has a lot more energy, but their new stuff has a lot of groove. I still really like the new stuff as well. I'm a like huge supporter of them.
Yeah, I dig, man. I dig. So knowing fully well, it takes a lot of practice for anyone to become this good. Because I've seen you play a lot, and to be honest, man, you're very good. You're very, very good, man. So what has been your drive or motivation to practice consistently?
Well, let's see. A lot of my like motivation is just to try and like whether it can be like learn a new technique that I can use in a song, or just play to keep stay consistent and be able to just get out new material
Mm,
or whatever, whatever it takes. I practice about like 6 times a week, give or take.
mm. Interesting, interesting. I was even just gonna ask, how often you practice in a week, but I think you just touched that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like 6 times a week. That's like, but at minimum, like I try and do like 2 to 3 times a week, and then 6 times a week if I've got the time for it, because life does happen, and get a little
Yeah,
busy.
yeah, right. True, true, true. And to me, that's like one hell of a consistency. I mean, just like you practice almost every day. It's
Yeah.
really, yeah. No wonder you're this good. So my next question for you: let us talk about Note of Terra. What was the feeling like, playing, your first live show? I think sometime around September. I think I kind of saw the video on YouTube, right? The first live
Yeah,
show.
yeah, it was. I think it was September.
Yeah, September. I
Yeah,
remember.
no, it was August 13th because
Okay,
it
okay,
landed
must
on
have.
a Friday. Yeah, so Friday the 13th. But yeah,
Okay.
so that was a great show. Like we were at first a little nervous to play, but then after we started playing, it was like super exhilarating. Um, all the bands were real supportive of us, and we played with other bands. We played with Forgotten Faces, Dolores, a Never, and Scoundrel.
Oh, Scoundrel. All those guys.
Yeah, they're
Love
pretty
it.
cool guys.
All right, I know. I watched your performance and you guys really killed it. It didn't look like you're performing for the first time. Honestly, I feel like you guys have been on the scene for like a maximum number of years. Like, I think that was really good. That was really good. I know the feeling. At first you can be nervous, but then when you just start, all day performance anxiety just dissipates and you just find yourself
Oh
all
yeah,
in.
it's
Yeah,
a
crowd,
yeah.
especially with the crowd, just uh, giving you that feel. I think crowds play a huge impact in live shows. Apart from what I've never been in any live shows before though. But I do watch them on YouTube, so I can tell there's this feeling that it brings when the crowd just moshing and headbanging and forming those circle pits and all of that. I think it's a really fun experience.
Yeah, when we were playing our first show, I think it was like two maybe three songs in. I was kind of like looking out into the crowd, and I noticed like it went from like the stage all the way back to the bar and all the way up to the second floor as well. So I was like, oh damn, there's like a lot of people looking at me, or us, I should say.
I know that feeling, man. That's really cool. You guys killed it. This question I'm gonna ask you. How did the name of the name Note of Terra, like how did it originate?
So Note of Terra is a meaningless name. Yeah, it was. We were just
Okay.
kind of sitting around. And we're like, oh, okay. Well, I mean, how can we come up with a name kind of like maybe Earth based or something like that? Because Terra is just another word for Earth. So we were
Okay.
just like throwing out names, and then I think our drummer said no to Terra, and we were just like, okay. So that's kind of how that happened.
Oh, nice, nice. That's a pretty sick name though. Really sick.
Yeah.
Uh, so what has been your biggest challenge in the music industry?
To not write boring things, because if you listen to our music, it's not always quite on like the downbeat of music. It's on the upbeat a lot,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
there's weird some weirder type patterns.
yeah.
So just not playing like just straightforward. That can
Mm,
be a bit of it. That can be a bit of a challenge, and some of the things that we can play can be a little well, finger twisting or to say the least.
mm, mm. That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, the other like big challenge to that though is like getting the music out there for people to listen to.
Mm,
That's another like big thing.
mm. Interesting. Interesting. I can imagine. Just like what you said earlier about your musical style, I think you guys found your sound signature. Let me just put it that way. Because there's a way you guys sound. I've not really come across any band that sound exactly like Note of Terra. It's this. I don't know. There's this ambience your sound gives, and which I really think is cool. And I love the fact that you guys are trying to stand out from a lot of metalcore bands out there. just sound the same, and I think that's really cool. That's really cool. You
Yeah.
guys kind of like different, and have your own style, and that's basically what attracts me to bands. I like bands who can be able to, have their own kind of sound that you cannot hear from another band. Like I can tell when something by Note of Terra comes in. I just know, okay, this is Note of Terra. So
Yeah.
I can't feel it. I think it's really cool. It's really fucking cool, man.
Yeah, our drummer, he does a lot of the music stuff for us as well. So he definitely like he's got a good vision on when he's trying to like produce a song or start putting out there. He's like, "Hey man, like here's an idea." And we're like, "Oh, that's sick. Like let's work off that." So that's a lot of how our songs come to be.
nice. That's nice. That's really nice. So my next question: any regrets being a metal guitarist?
Hell no.
I was actually waiting for that because
Yeah.
yeah, mm,
No, I'm a type of person. I don't really like to live with regrets or anything like that. So if a mistake or something like that happens, you just whatever, move on, learn from it. There's no point in holding on to regrets.
that's nice. That's really nice. Um, so the next question, I think I got about two questions more for you before we round off. Uh, okay, what would you say your biggest regret is as a band? In your music career. I know I asked that already as a guitarist. And what about the band? Like, you guys have
I
any?
don't I don't think as a band we have any regrets. Just most of the mostly because we're still really new. We're less than a year, so we haven't had the chance to like make a decision that we actually can regret. But at that point, if it does come along, I'm pretty sure we'll just kind of be like, oh well, that sucks. Let's you know pay attention in the future and just keep going.
Yeah, yeah, right. That's cool. That's cool. In other words, actually, I was saying if there was something you guys could, would I say, change way back, what would it be now? Something like, okay, there's a mistake we made one time, and how do we like, change, that, how am I going to put it? Let me say, how do we like, would I say change the practice situation?
Oh, like if the same situation comes up, like how would we approach it?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, how do you
Okay.
it?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the type of situation that it is. It could be like whether it's going to like a certain show or anything like that. So, I mean, it kind of varies. We do talk as a band like quite frequently about, hey, like, what do you think we should do about this or
Mm,
whatnot. So, you know, like I said, it just kind of depends on the situation. We just have to assess it at first.
yeah, all right. It's true. It's true. So my last question for you, Matt. What advice do you have for, aspiring guitarists, people who are looking to start up a band, and um, you got any advice for them?
I mean, as much as I can give, it's don't give up. Things do work out after over time. They work out. You just have to be able to put in the time when it starts getting hard. Like if you give up, then you've already lost your shot at playing or anything like that. And practice, all the typical crap that people say. Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, right, right. I think you just, it's the nail in the head. Yeah, uh, give up. Consistency really plays a part. And dreams do come true. Dreams do come true. There's, I think, I'm just gonna use myself as an example. Starting the channel has been the best thing that has ever happened to me, man. I think this is my fourth month now, so I know I'm still growing, but I've got a lot of experience, and the recognition is just amazing internationally, and it's something I never thought was possible. When connecting with some of these bands, so it's just really beautiful. It's amazing. and I believe consistency would really get me there. So when you were like giving that advice, I kind of like pictured it too. I'm not a guitarist though, but I'm just like kind of picturing that in my own channel. So
Yeah, and
I don't
like
know.
there's no problem with like taking breaks or anything like that. It's just like that moment that you give up, that's when it's over. That's when you've kind of like lost your initiative and whatnot. And like you can look at yourself, for example, your channel has grown like hundreds of subscribers within months, and some people don't get that at all. They can do it for years and they'll get like 15, 20, and you're just, a few months in and you're already at like what, 400 subscribers.
Yeah, yeah.
So, that's a pretty quick increase in followers. So you have something going for you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for the kind words. So this brings the end of today's chat, man. I really appreciate you taking out time to run my interview and get on the chat with me. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So guys, yeah. So guys, I'd really love you guys to check Note of Terra out. You guys are fucking amazing. And of course, I'm gonna drop your links in the description below, so you can do yourself a favor by checking out these guys out and checking out their stuff. You guys are amazing. You can also eat my ill on Facebook. I'm gonna drop his Facebook too. You mind, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You can drop any social media links that you need.
All right, cool, cool. So I'm gonna drop his Facebook so you can chat him up if you want. So Mark, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, man. Yeah,
Yeah, no
go
problem.
on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, peace.
All right, see ya.